Sean Fox with Ramble Sports with new Neville head football coach Mike Collins. But football coaching, nothing new to the Collins family. First of all, Mike, congratulations on being a head coach once again at a place I know that's dear to you, Neville High School.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like the beginning and the ending. I started student teaching here for Coach Brown a long time ago. Very excited about the opportunity to be the head football coach at Neville. The outstanding tradition and just the Neville Nation, period, and to represent them as their head football coach. You know, I'm very proud to be able to do that.
Well, your name, the last name Collins, is certainly synonymous with success in football in all of North Louisiana. You go back to your dad's time, Pat Collins at Louisiana Tech, of course, what he did, winning a national championship at NLU/ULM. Let's start with the head of the food order, the head of the pecking order, Pat Collins. Fantastic football coach. What was it like to live under the same roof and then play for and learn from your dad, Pat Collins?
I think the thing that you take from that he instilled in us was be a competitor. And having the opportunity to, you know, obviously grow up in the household, be as competitive as he was, I think that rubbed off on me quite a bit. And then watching him coach and then watching what his teams were able to accomplish. Then moved to ULM, win a national championship. Just how he went about his business daily, how organized he was, how much respect the players had for him, how did he get that respect, I think are all things that you take with you.
Well, you've coached at a lot of different areas at a lot of different levels. I think maybe one of the most famous stops you had, one of the most successful teams I think in college football history, you were part of the 2003 national championship staff with Nick Saban. But really, if you look at college football today, a real who's who was on that staff.
Yeah, it was, and you know, very fortunate to be able to be on the staff, number one, and very fortunate to be able to work with the guys that I worked with. 90% have been head coaches, you know, starting with Will Muschamp on the defensive coordinator when I was at LSU, and his several stops as a head coach. You know, Kirby Smart coaching the secondary. Travis Jones is in the NFL, who coached the D-line. Bo Davis now is back at LSU, is the D-line coach. You know, Tim Walton's coaching in the NFL. So those are the guys that were on the defensive side. Then Jimbo was the head coach at Florida State and obviously Texas A&M. And Stacy Searles, who's on the Georgia staff again with Kirby. And then Bobby Williams, who was the head coach and then coached in the NFL. And just having that opportunity has been exciting for me, number one. And then the amount of knowledge I was able to gain from all those guys, whether it be offensively or defensively, was just tremendous.
What did it mean to be a part of that staff that brought the first championship back to Louisiana and LSU in almost 50 years?
Well, I think the one thing that you look back on was the players. Man, what a great group of young men we had. They policed each other. They were the captains of the team. They made sure things ran smoothly. They competed every single day against each other. Hey, it was like World War III out there, offensively and defensively, and just the way we practiced and the way they went about their business every day is just a tremendous thing, and I think that's why we were as successful as we were.
So since that 2003 season, 20 plus years later, college athletics has changed drastically. How excited are you to be at the high school level now and not in college football?
Exactly why I'm doing what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I got out of that business before it even got to this stage. To me, you don't have the ability to be able to keep a team together. Those guys are going to get in the transfer portal and some are going to get left out, but there's no camaraderie. You know, our group, we still get together. When I played in college, we still get together yearly at one of the first ball games out there, and you know, I enjoy visiting with those guys. That's not going to happen anymore because they ain't together long enough to really know each other.
What would Mike Collins today tell Mike Collins, who is just getting into coaching? We won't say the date.
It was 1984. I was a student assistant for a year, then I was a GA the next year in 1985. What I would tell him is just what I told my son, both of them. I said the opportunities for you to affect young men's lives is going to be greater doing what you're doing right now in high school athletics than it is in college athletics. You got a chance to help them grow. You got a chance to help them become young men, affect them spiritually, morally, socially, academically. You know, that's what I like to do. We want them to be a champion. We're going to develop them as young men, and I didn't say win a championship. I said we're going to be a champion, and that's what the expectation here is just by looking around the field.
Neville people love Neville. You need proof? Drive by early on a Friday morning and see a prep rally.
That's right.
Explain the Neville culture.
I think what it is, it's special because it doesn't matter how long ago that those people went to school here, they still love Neville, like you said. The amount of passion they have for their school. I didn't even say athletics. I said their school is just unreal, and it's unmatched in my opinion. There's been a lot of people before these guys that have set the tone for what the expectation is for this program, and there'll be a lot of guys come after them trying to make their mark. What's going to be your story at the end of your senior year? Where is it going to fall? Is it going to fall on this wall somewhere with the rest of these guys? The great thing about it is the people they love their school.
Let's talk about the schedule real quick. You're not dipping your toe into the shallow end, you're going straight into the deep end. I think everybody but Georgia is on the schedule. It's awfully tough.
Look, it is what it is. And when you play at a high level and you've got to play whoever wants to play. Obviously our district is set. Now we're back in the 5A district. Man, look, that's where I cut my teeth. It's exciting. Every Friday night, every stadium we're going to go to is going to be packed. There's no expectation but being the best when we hit the field. That's all we're going to live with.
Again, full circle, what's it mean for Mike Collins to be the head football coach of the Neville Tigers?
It's a great honor. Following the guys that I'm following right now. You start with Coach Ruppel. And then you go to Coach Brown, who I student taught for. Then you go to Joe Coates' era. Then you go to Coach McCarty's era, who've all been very, very successful, all won state championships. I'm very honored to be able to follow in those guys' footsteps, try to lead this program to where it needs to be.
Coach Mike Collins, thank you for the time, and good luck on a big 2024, my friend.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.